I apologize for the slight delay, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for the slight delay. I was busy securing my accommodations for a great trip coming up to the Fort Drum crystal mine, and also some paranormal excitement on Vero Beach, Florida, the Treasure Coast. And of course, that implies pirates and all sorts of fun and exciting things. That's coming up in just a couple of weeks. The paranormal trip continues. So we're looking forward to getting back to the Fort Drum crystal mine and doing some paranormal work on the Treasure Coast of Florida. And if you noticed, I got some new additions on the GTA outfit here. So we've got the rank, we've got the GTA for Gospel Truth Army, and we've got my name. So yeah, I'm all geeked out. This is fun. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, hi, Warrior Princess. If you can have fun doing something, you ought not to be doing it. Michael would like for me to cover more paranormal. Well, you're getting your wish, Michael, because we're about to do that. And for those of you that say, oh, stolen valor, he shouldn't wear military stuff, I did serve in the military for 6 years. And I'm not wearing true, stuff. So this is fun. This is the Gospel Truth Army. I salute you. And here we are. And this is a nice navy blouse. I ordered these online somewhere, and we're good to go. I'm having fun. And Journeyman, I'm glad that I can help you. We're doing our best. Had a busy day today. Wasn't able to meet with Brian Parker, who I was hoping to meet with, but getting a new car, not a new car, but I'm getting a different car. And I'm glad I feel happy about that. It's going to be an improvement. I am a little bit, what's the right word? I'm a little bit, I don't know why my vocabulary is fleeing me, but I have emotions for the PT Cruiser. I have emotions for the PT Cruiser. I'm a little bit sentimental about the PT Cruiser. It was a good little car. It brought me a good long ways. And I tell you what, those things are like a little pickup truck. And I will be bequeathing the PT Cruiser to my son. So the PT Cruiser is going to stay in the family, which is nice. My son will be able to, take advantage of the awesomeness that is a PT Cruiser. And I only say that with slightly tongue in cheek, but, it is a little bit different. So we're going to do that. And I'm picking up another vehicle that was from my uncle's estate. And it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And my uncle was an Army veteran and also a veteran of the Clearwater Police Department. And it's a nice car. And I think that it's going to be helpful to me. And I like to for some reason, I like the idea that it was his. I like the idea that I'm going to be driving his car. Mr. Alphister names his cars. Maybe I should name this car. It's a 2003 Lincoln LS. You know what? Let's bring up a picture of it. I don't have the actual car, but we will we'll take suggestions for naming this car. And I know some people are saying, why is this guy talking about this? I guess this is just family time, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. And this thing has less than 30,000 miles on it. So it's a really nice car. And there'll probably be one exactly like mine. Yep, here's one exactly like mine. So this is what the car looks like. And we're going to have to name it. This is what the car looks like right here. It doesn't have the banging rims on it or the blacked out windows, but that is the color of it. Here's another picture of a Lincoln LS, only mine's silver, like this one. So that's what we're going to name. What should we name that car? The Lincoln LS. That is going to be the new NCK road vehicle. So anyway, there you go. Being silly. Sorry about that. That's probably kind of wasting your time, but anyway, there you go. Sandra's car's name is Sadie. I know Hillary Davis, her car's name is Pony. And I think some other people have names. I don't know if it's a male or female. Silver Lightning. That might be good. That might be good. It feels good to me. It really does. Grand Truth Auto. Oh, I like that. Grand Truth Auto. That's a good one. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about tonight. And you can feel free to throw in your names into the hat. Grand Truth Auto is not really a name, though, but I could call them. It could be a most of them are women, though, because, most vehicle ships are always female names. Well, not so much in the Navy, huh? Because the Navy has male names as well. We could call it Doc. We could call it Huckleberry. We could call it a lot of things, couldn't we? But anyway, let's talk about some stuff. And this is one of those rare occasions that even most of my ex-Christian friends, aside from my Don't Tread on Me hat, which I've been told is racist now, my Illuminati satanic back wall, my crystal ball, and there's something else that was wrong too. I was just told and I forgot what it was. But anyway, aside from all that, Christine, that's funny. I like that one, Warrior Princess. My old Christian friends could get on board with me on this, because I remember back when I was still hanging out with Jimmy Swaggart and the people like that. And there was this big, it was called the Conference of the Holy Spirit. And it was coming to Baton Rouge, which is where Swaggart is still located. And I'm doing some big study on Swaggart right now. And we have a big, it really is an investigative research, investigative journalism on the whole Swaggart scenario that happened. I'm even pondering going up there and trying to have a talk with Jimmy. Or at least maybe if not a talk, maybe a little, I don't know if I would call it confrontation, but anyway, there was this Conference of the Holy Spirit, and they wanted to use Gypsy. That's good. They wanted to use Family Worship Center, which is Swaggart's church. Hello to you in Germany. The Gates. Whoops, sorry. Sophia, that's a pretty good one too. So they wanted to use Swaggart's church. I think they were going to rent it, but it was a Catholic group, or it was at least an ecumenical group that included Catholics. And Swaggart said, no, you can't use my church because we don't support the practitioners of the Catholic religion. We love the Catholic people. We don't support the Catholic religion. You can't use our church. And man, that's one of the reasons why I used to love Jimmy Swaggart. And unless I am mistaken, Kenneth Copeland and Kenneth Hagin, they were behind Swaggart on that. I don't think Oral was behind Swaggart on that. I believe Billy Joe Daugherty was. I believe Copeland was. I believe Hagin was. They were alive. I think Shambach was behind him. But Jimmy just said, no, we are not going to allow you to rent our church because we don't support the idea of ecumenicalism. We don't support the idea of allowing, promoting that Catholicism is an acceptable religion. That was, when was that? That was 88, 89, maybe 88, 89, 90, something like that. So here we are in 2018, and back in 2014, right at the end of the year, right before I was going on Coast to Coast, I think the second time. And I was watching, and Kenneth Copeland comes on the screen. Kenneth Copeland, a hardcore Pentecostal minister back in the day, name it and claim it, prosperity gospel, but very hardcore. And like I said, I would almost swear to you that Kenneth Copeland was in support of Jimmy Swaggart not renting to the Catholics. Well, I watched in disbelief as this guy, I forget his name, he's since been killed in a motorcycle accident. He was like a Catholic light guy. He wasn't really a Catholic, but he was a Catholic light guy, and he came to Kenneth Copeland's ministers conference, which I went to back in the day. And you've got like 5, 6, 7,000 licensed, ordained, Assembly of God, Church of God, Pentecostal holiness, you know, that type of ministers, hardcore Pentecostals. And this priest walks up on the dais. This priest walks up on the platform, ladies and gentlemen, in Kenneth Copeland's church at the ministers' conference. And Rooney jumps up on the table. So this guy comes up and says that he's got a message from the Pope. Yeah, the Pope in Rome for Kenneth Copeland. Said he's got a message from the Pope in Rome for Kenneth Copeland. And the Pope gets on there, and, you know, it's Pope Francis, and he's like, I love you guys, and we're all the same. We should get together. We should be nice. We should be fun. We should join up together. The same guys that are having, by their admission, nearly 10% of their priests abusing children. If they say 10, you know it's 25 or 30. The same organization that is not only having priests that abuse children, but defending priests that abuse children and not getting rid of priests that abuse children. Guys that are straight up admitting that they're doing cannibalistic rituals based on human sacrifice. The guys with the dead guy Jesus on a stick right in their churches. The guys that straight up worship Mary. The guys that straight up say that Mary is an intermediator between God and man. Jesus is God. I appreciate and understand your beliefs. Thank you for sharing them. But that will be your last share. This is my show, and we're not talking about that. So I invite you to stay, and I invite you to make comments that are relevant to this program. But if you would like to preach your own message, it's very easy to start your own YouTube channel. But you cannot hijack mine. So love you. Glad you're here. I don't think Jesus is God, but glad you're here. So anyway, if that would have happened in 1988, 1989, 1990, back when I was in there, and they would have brought that priest up, and there would have been this message from the Pope on the big screen, if there were 5,000 ministers in there, 4,500 of us would have got up and walked out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you the truth. I've got chill bumps right now, goosebumps. If that would have happened, we would have got up and walked out of that place, turned our back on Kenneth Copeland, and he would have been a pariah. And if we had stayed, what happened next would have made us leave. Because then Kenneth Copeland gets up there, and Kenneth Copeland starts praising the Pope. The Pope is awesome. The Pope is great. We love you, Father, he calls him. We love you, Holy Father. We want to join with you. And then he starts speaking in tongues, praising the Pope. And then he gets the Catholic priest, not a Catholic priest, but the priest light to get up there. Whoops, doggone it, White Rabbit. I didn't mean to do that. How do I do that? Shoot, I got to go somewhere and undo you. I wanted to make you a moderator. Can I still make you a moderator? Add as moderator. Will that override it? Yes, I think it will. But anyway, I'll undo it. I'll undo it, White Rabbit. I didn't mean to do that. So anyway, he gets the priest light guy to go up there and take a video of him saying to the Pope, we love you, smooch, 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 we want to get with you, we want to be one with you together. If that would have happened in the late 80s, early 90s, we would have walked out on Kenneth Copeland, but we'd have walked out rebuking him. We'd have walked out maybe throwing stuff at him. It would have been terrible. But yet, in 2014, all 10,000, however many were there, gave him a standing ovation. They gave him a standing ovation, and it wasn't a few months later that this happened right here. Let me show you. This happened just a few months later. Copeland went to PopeLand. Here's Kenneth Copeland laying hands on the Pope, praying for him. Now, folks, you understand that the Protestant Reformation was started in large part saying that the Pope is the Antichrist, saying that the Roman Catholic religion is the embodiment of Antichrist on planet Earth. The Reformation was started to show that it was the Roman Catholic Church that persecuted the true believers in the Christ. And the Protestant reformers, many of them gave their lives in opposition. And now here's Kenneth Copeland, who owns 5 or 6 airplanes, jets, who makes millions of dollars a year off of old ladies and grandmas giving them their Social Security checks. Here's one crook blessing another crook. Ladies and gentlemen, this could not have happened 15 years ago. How long is that? 1990, 2000, let's say 20 years ago. This couldn't happen. Man, I'm getting old. This could not have happened 20 years ago. This would not have happened 20 years ago. Copeland and PopeLand, it wouldn't have happened. And Jimmy Swaggart's got a lot of problems. But if Jimmy were to meet Francis today, he'd be rebuking him in the name of Jesus. He wouldn't be blessing him. Kenneth Copeland has lost his mind. No, he hasn't. Kenneth Copeland is sold out. Kenneth Copeland is 100% sold out. And Kenneth Copeland's about to sell you out. Now, I predicted this on Coast to Coast AM, and it's still going to happen. They're going to push this unification, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to push this unification between the Catholic Church and between the Protestant Church. They are going to try to bring these two organizations back together. The Protestant daughters are going to run home to Rome. And if you're still hanging out in Protestant churches, I've got to ask you, what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? They are cozying up to the entity identified by the Protestant reformers as the Antichrist. They are cozying up to the man identified by the Protestant reformers as the Antichrist. They're trying to make the 1 billion Protestants and the 1 billion Catholics into 2 billion, whatever you would call them, I guess just Christians. Number one, they're afraid of the Muslims, who are growing very, very fast. Number two, they want to solidify themselves because they see that their boats are leaking and sinking. People are fleeing the Catholic Church. People are fleeing Protestant churches. So they want to solidify. They want to make a great statement to save themselves and to save their income streams and to save themselves from the Islamic hordes. I get these emails often. Well, Jeff, you're trying to destroy Christianity. Then what happens if Islam takes over? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to make a deal with one devil to avoid another devil. I'm not for Islam. Islam is a Abrahamic religion that's just as bad as Christianity, probably worse in its treatment of females and people that don't believe the way they do. Islam acts the way Christianity used to act. Christianity has moderated itself a bit. Islam has not. Islam, Abrahamic religion, don't want anything to do with it. Judaism, Abrahamic religion, don't want anything to do with it. Christianity, Abraham religion, don't want anything to do with it. And I certainly don't want to get in bed with the Pope. I certainly don't want to get in bed with the Catholic Church. Why did Copeland and also James Robison meet with Pope Francis? This is the guy. Now, doesn't he look like a Catholic priest? He's actually not a Catholic priest. He's the dude that kind of brokered this meeting, and he's the dude that got killed on a motorcycle. Could you imagine that bro flying down the road on his crotch rocket, and then he killed himself? Wow. My question is, Kenneth, when you putting on the dress, brother? Kenneth, when you putting on the dress? You're cozying up to the Pope. You're cozying up to Catholicism. When are you putting on the dress, Kenneth Copeland? Tell us, when are you putting on the dress? Inquiring minds want to know. Copeland met with the Roman Pontiff at the Vatican. The meeting lasted 3 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody spends 3 hours with the Pope. Well, I won't even go there. Nobody spends 3 hours with the Pope. They had a private luncheon. Nobody has a private luncheon with the Pope. Ladies and gentlemen, they weren't eating Burger King and talking about baseball. I guarantee you that. This meeting was a miracle, they said. This meeting was organized by Episcopal Bishop Tony Palmer. That's the guy. He's the ordained bishop, or was an ordained bishop, in the Communion of Evangelical Episcopal Churches, a breakaway alliance of charismatic Anglican Episcopal churches. He's also the director of the ARC Community, an international convergent interdenominational church online community, and is a member of the Roman Catholic Ecumenical Delegation for Christian Unity and Reconciliation. At least he was, until he died in a motorcycle accident. And that's terrible. Here's what I was talking about. Copeland showed the papal video at his conference of Protestant ministers who were meeting at his international church near Fort Worth. In the video, Pope Francis expressed his desire for Christian unity with Protestants. I'm not making this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. And how about this? After the luncheon, Kenneth Copeland got a high five from Pope Francis. Isn't that great? The Pope made it very clear, says Mr. Robison, James Robison. Life Today is his show. He made it very clear, the Pope did, that he wanted every believer to become spirit-filled, joy-filled witnesses. I bet he does want them to become spirit-filled. I wonder what spirit he wants them to become filled with. The world is suffering, says Robison and Copeland in a joint statement. We as Christians have too much love to share without fighting one another, because we need to join together and fight those Muslim bastards. We need to join together and fight those bastards that have left the church, like that Darty guy and that GTA. We need to fight them. So let's join up with the original killers of people that don't believe what they believe, the Catholics, and let's join the power of Catholicism sweeping the world and killing people with the power of the Protestant Crusades sweeping the world and killing people. And just for good measure, let's throw in the power of that, what was it called when they went across and did the, oh my, what's that called? The Catholic thing where they killed everybody. Got so much on my mind today. We are praying for God's will to be done and to bring true believers together in supernatural unity. It would be supernatural unity. It will be supernatural unity, not the Crusades. I'm talking about that thing, the Inquisition. Thank you, Journeyman. The Inquisition. And just so you know, Scotty Roberts and I will be back this Thursday night. Scotty's recovered nicely from his surgery, and we'll be back at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for the super cool unnamed show. The super cool unnamed show. Scotty Roberts knows what would have happened if they'd have tried to pull this off in 1988, 1989, 1990. Couldn't have happened. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen, happening right now before our very eyes. Okay, Jesus is God. I tried to be nice. You're going on timeout. And I shouldn't say that, but I should just do it. But I like a little drama every now and then. That's really not true. But anyway, here's what's going to happen. It could not have happened even 20 years ago, Scotty, I don't think. Scotty says couldn't happen 30 years ago. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to see more moves towards unity. You're going to see Copeland back in PopeLand. You're going to see Pope coming to see Cope. You're going to see consolidation between the two. And you're going to see the crucifix, ladies and gentlemen. I'm predicting this again. I predicted it on Coast to Coast like 3 years ago. But I'm going to predict it again. You're going to see the introduction in both Protestant and Catholic churches of the crucifix. What is the crucifix? Well, you know what a crucifix is. That's dead guy Jesus on a stick. That's the Catholic thing that you always see. And if you have any of these in your house, you should get rid of them. That's my opinion. If you have any of these things in your house, any crucifixes, you should get rid of them. The crucifix, you know, is this thing right here. Come on. Trying to get a decent picture of a crucifix. You'd think it wouldn't be that hard. The crucifix, give me a picture of a crucifix. Oh my. You know what a crucifix is. It's Jesus nailed, you know, they're Jesus nailed to a cross, right? That's what a crucifix is. Here's a decent picture of one. You know what one is, but I want to show you anyway. This is a crucifix. Jesus is nailed to the cross. Dead guy Jesus on a stick. Then you, of course, have the Protestant cross. Whoops. You have the Protestant cross. There's the Protestant cross. What you're going to see is a union of these two symbols. You're going to have the cross, and you're still going to have a Jesus, but he's not going to be nailed to the cross anymore. His hands are going to be like this, up above the cross, and you're going to have Jesus kind of floating, hovering above the cross. So the Christians will be satisfied with the cross, and the Catholics, I think, will be told that it's the, I'm not how many stations there are of the cross. They're just going to add one more station of the cross and call it the resurrection. Because here's Jesus, resurrected Jesus, hovering over the cross. Somebody help me out. Somebody with some Catholic knowledge. How many stations of the cross are there? So there's going to be another station on the cross added. And the Protestants are going to live with dead guy Jesus floating over the cross. And we'll have, if space is water is correct, the 13th station of the cross. How many stations of the cross? Let me just ask. How many stations of the cross? The stations of the cross. There's usually, it says there's 14 of them. So this would be the 15th station of the cross. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what else is coming? It's just a matter of time before you see. It's just a matter of time before you see, and I'm predicting this. And it's just a matter of time before you see a dead guy Jesus floating over a cross or a dead guy Jesus nailed to a cross come to life and come down off the cross. No, I don't think the crucifixion really happened. I believe it's possible that they crucified a patsy, but no, the Christ was not crucified. So you're going to see this plastic Jesus come to life, come down off of a cross. And you're going to see the crucifix rolling out. And I'm going to run back through the chat room and see if there's any messages or questions I can answer or any really good statements that need to be. This is totally shocking. Yes, it is. The Pope is both a puppet and a puppet master, I would say. For those who believe disclosure is coming, I don't know. We don't need any religion. I agree with that 100%. Obama is not the Antichrist. Pope Francis is not the false prophet. I'm going to remove that because you're buying into the Jesuit lie. The Antichrist is not coming in the future. The Antichrist was the Catholic Church and the Pope, and the false prophet's already been done. Kenneth Copeland wears a dress at home. And Scotty, tongue firmly in cheek. No, no, no. Hillary Clinton is the Antichrist. That's funny. Ooh, space is water. I'm not going to read that, but it's kind of funny. I remember you said Kenneth Copeland was worth close to $100 million and owns 4 private jets. I think he owns 6 private jets. Wayne said he owns 6. And Wayne's met the guy and talked to him. I just shook his hand. I never really met him. Yeah, I thought the Protestants were all about taking idolatry out of the church too. Holy crap. Yeah, exactly. Just looking through here. I missed what Jesus is, God said. I don't know what you mean. Symbols of torture don't belong in a home or in a church. Madam Katerina is correct. I'd get rid of it, Michael. To be crossed is to be cursed. I like it. Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope. Sandra D. just threw away her rosary beads that she found in her daughter's jewelry box while spring cleaning. Great decision, Sandra D., in my opinion. Great decision. Why is a man suffering a torturous death? Why do you want to hang that on your wall? Why do you want to hang a dead, bleeding guy on your wall? Why do you want to put a dead guy, Jesus, on a stake on your wall? Couldn't agree with you more, Cat. Plus, as we talked about yesterday, oh, and I forgot to tell Scotty's little haunted doll story. We talked about haunted dolls and other familiars. I'm telling you, folks, those crucifixes and even the crosses, I'm telling you, even the crosses allow entrance of unbalanced spirits into your space. So if you're wearing crucifixes, stop. If you're wearing crosses, stop. Or if you like hanging out with unbalanced spirits, keep doing it. Buy some more. Check those rosary beads. Some are sterling silver. Yeah, sell them. That's interesting. Sorry, it jumped on me. I want to go back. I don't want to miss these. Scotty Roberts, relics. I agree. Jesus toured in his, he might have gone to India. It wasn't Jesus. It was the Christ. The Christ went a lot of places, but he didn't get crucified. Crucifix is the name of a goth band. That's funny. How do you feel about accountability? I don't know what you mean. If they have bones in India, I guarantee you they're not the bones. They might be the bones of some dude named Jesus or Jesus. He could have come up from Mexico, but it's not the Christ. Yeah, you know, I've always thought that Copeland's eyes looked a little snake-like too. Joel Osteen, he's just a clown. I just got my MYSTECH band, says Unstance. Put it on 10 minutes ago. I think I feel some sort of energy coming off it already. About, depending on where you live, if you live in a place that doesn't have a lot of trees, you about 30% of you would feel it almost when you put it on. If you live in a place where there's a lot of trees and things that soak up EMFs, you might not feel it right away. But a lot of people do feel it, Unstance, right away. And some people, maybe 5 to 10%, almost get a little bit disoriented, but that'll pass because it's resetting you back to the Schumann resonance. They want to make us kiss plastic Jesus feet when I was at my old school. Oh, they're just warming you up for kissing other stuff. Did I say that? A cross is a curse. What about metals? What's my opinion on the upside down cross? Is no better than the right side up cross. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Copeland and PopeLand, unification of, and let's face it, folks, the Protestants like to pretend that they're not Catholics, but they've always been Catholics. It's like this thing, oh, the Republicans and the Democrats. Follow the money, follow the doctrine. They've always been the same. You've just been buying their game. The Catholics and the Protestants are coming back together like they've really always been. And now they're going to bring out the crucifix, and pretty soon, here comes dead guy Jesus getting off the stick. And there we go. Is somebody saying I wear an upside down cross? I don't wear an upside down cross. And like Scotty Roberts said, it is really all about common sensing your way through this stuff. Oh, goth bands wear upside down crosses. You know, goth bands are in the entertainment business. They probably don't mean anything by it, but I wouldn't wear one. That's just me. I'm divine, I'm sovereign, and I'm free, says Mr. Macklefester. I've heard that. Mr. Alfister. I've heard that somewhere before. No other gods before me. Abso-damn-lutely. Onward, forward, upward. And we have a show tonight, I believe, coming up with Michelle Thompson. Let me check that because we were supposed to have it last week and it didn't happen. And I think we got a show with Michelle Thompson talking about a haunted house she used to live in. Now, you've seen Michelle Thompson on the show before. Let me see if that's tonight. If that's tonight, I'm excited. This is Monday the 19th. Yes, Michelle Thompson talks about living in a haunted house tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern here on the Jeff Daugherty Show, Christian Whistleblower channel. Michelle Thompson. I lived in a haunted house. That's going to be fun stuff. And in fact, I think that I can give you a little preview of that. Just 1 second. Let's see. I think I can give you a little preview of that. Can I give you a little preview of that? I got it somewhere. I just don't remember where. Might be on the other computer. But anyway, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Michelle Thompson talks about living in a haunted house, talk a little bit about a new book coming out, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's just a couple hours from now, 2:30, 2:45. So come back and learn about some paranormal stuff. Get ready for a Thursday night with Scotty Roberts. And Wednesday night, we start our worldwide shortwave radio show. Of course, you won't be able to hear it unless you have a shortwave radio. But I'll probably put at least the first couple shows up on YouTube. I'll record them as I'm recording them, and we'll throw those up as well. So big week, big doings, big stuff. GTA, GTA, GTA. Booyah. Let's do it. Looking forward to it. 8 p.m. Eastern. Michelle Thompson. Like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And please make sure that you are still subscribed, because a lot of times it will pop you off unknowingly. Are you sure you want the second I/D? I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. Get ready. Watch out. Stand strong. Let's go back to the time when we realized that, listen, ladies and gentlemen, as Lee says, brazen images and idols, they've got no place in the heart and mind of a truly spiritual person. Until 8 o'clock, I think I'm going to seek some nourishment. I'm coming to you in a fasted condition. And we'll see you again real soon, 8 o'clock. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. Ask questions, question answers. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian Whistleblower. You are the GTA, the Gospel Truth Army. I salute you, both here on Facebook, here on, what are we on, YouTube, and on Facebook, Twitter, and Periscope. Look forward to seeing you again real soon. And until then, as always, unindoctrinate yourselves.